Roshan Engineering Hub. In this video, we are going to learn about a very important concept in DBMS, that is the entity relationship model, in a very easy and simple way. So let's begin with the topic, that is entity relationship model. But before that, if you understand the topic, so please let me know in the comment box, like the video, share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe the channel for more such easy explanation videos. And one more thing, if you want the notes of this topic, so the link is in the description, you can check it there, and also join the Telegram group for all the notes material. Okay, so now let's begin with the topic, that is the entity relationship model or the ER model. Okay, here the ER stands for the entity relationship. Now what is the meaning of entity relationship model? See, the entity relationship model is a conceptual model which is used to design the database. Okay, so this model is used for the purpose of designing of the database. Okay, now what is the meaning of conceptual? See, conceptual means to represent the logical structure. Okay, now what is the logical structure? Logical structure which includes the entities, their attributes, okay, attributes of the entities, and the relationship between the entities and the attributes. So this is what the entity relationship model or the ER model is. Okay, it is a conceptual model simply which is used to design the database. Now see, with the help of the entity relationship model, with the help of the ER model, we draw the ER diagram. Okay, what is the ER diagram? ER diagram is the graphical representation of ER model. Okay, with the help of ER model, we draw the ER diagram, so which is the graphical representation of our ER model. Okay, so simply the ER model defines the concepts or rules for the database design part, and the ER diagram which is a graphical representation of that concepts with the some shapes, like it is having the whatever the ER diagram, it is having shapes like the rectangles, oval, diamonds. Okay, so with these shapes we draw the ER diagram. Okay, so I hope you clear with the ER model and the ER diagram part. So see, before creating the table in the database, okay, when we create the table in the database, so before that first we draw the ER diagram, then after that we create the table in database, okay, according to the diagram which we have made. Now after that we have some components of ER model. What are the components? See, first is the entity, second is attribute, and third is the relationships. And there are some types also of this entity. We have two types, that is the strong entity and weak entity. Attributes, there are some types like simple attribute, composite attribute, single valued attribute, multi-valued attribute, derived attribute, key attribute, and the null attribute. And in relationship we have four types of relationship: one to one, one to many, many to one, and many to many. So now we will understand all these types in detail one by one. Till then, if you want to note it down or take the screenshot, take it, then we will understand each of the types in detail with examples. Yes, so now our first component is the entity. Now what is the meaning of entity? Entity may be any object, class, person, okay, whatever, any real world object that can be uniquely identified. Okay, so the entity is any real world object that can be uniquely identified is known as the entity. Now in the ER diagrams, the entity is represented by the rectangles. Okay, we represent the entities using the rectangle shape. Now for example, entity can be student, okay, employee. These are the example of the entity. Now we have seen the entities of two types. What is that? Strong entity and the weak entity. What is the meaning of strong entity? See, the strong entity is the entity which has a primary key and can exist independently. That means it does not depend on the another entity. Okay, so the entity which has the primary key and which does not depend on another entity, that means it exists independently, is known as the strong entity. Okay, now what is the meaning of primary key? See, the primary key is the key in which there is a columns, or we can say the set of columns in a table that uniquely identifies a row in the table. Okay, so I hope you clear with the primary key also, that primary key is the key which is having the columns or the set of columns which uniquely identifies the row in the table. Okay, so this is all about the strong entity. Now what is the weak entity? Weak entity which does not have a primary key, okay, that does not have primary key and that depend on the strong entity. Okay, it is depending on the strong entity, and it is represented by the double rectangle. See, strong entity is represented by the single rectangle and the weak entity is represented by the double rectangle. Okay, it is not having a primary key and it is depending on the strong entity. So this is our weak entity. Let's understand with the help of an example. See, suppose we have a student table, okay, and and which is having some attributes as roll number, name and age. Okay, so student is our entity. Okay, student is our entity and we have attributes as roll number, name and age. Now here see, roll number is uniquely identifying any student. Okay, every student is having a unique roll number. So here our roll number is a primary key. Okay, as it is uniquely identified for every student. So here in this table we are having a primary key. Okay, so therefore it is a strong entity. Okay, as it is having a primary key and it does not depend on any another entity, therefore it is having a strong entity. Now see, suppose we have a student result. Okay, another entity we have a student result. Here we have a subject name and marks. Here both subject name and marks both are not a primary key. Why? Because subject name is not a uniquely identified and marks is also not uniquely identified. Okay, so the result is identified by using the student roll number which is unique. Okay, student name can also be repeated but the roll number is unique for every student. Okay, so the result can depend on the roll number. Okay, so here this result, our student result is not having a primary key and it is depending on the student. Okay, because it depending on the roll number. Okay, as every student is having a unique roll number. So this is not having a primary key and it is depending on the strong entity which is a student. So therefore it is a weak entity. Okay, and it is not having a primary key and it is depending on the strong entity. Okay, so I hope you clear with the entity and the types of entity, that what is the weak entity and what is the strong entity. Now if you want to take the screenshot or write it down, then we will see the next component, that is the attribute. Yes, so now our second component is the attribute. Now what is an attribute? An attribute is that which describes the properties or we can say the characteristics of the entity. Okay, what is the entity we have studied right now? Entity is the real world object, any real world objects. So whatever, if you are having any real world objects, so whatever are the properties or the characteristics of that entity is known as the attribute. Okay, now it is represented by ellipse or oval. Ellipse and oval both are the same terms. Okay, ellipse, somewhere we say it as ellipse and somewhere we say it is an oval. Okay, ellipse is some mathematical or we can say is a geometric term. Okay, and oval is our common language term. Okay, so ellipse and oval both are the same terms. Now for example, suppose we have an entity as student. Okay, student is our real world object. Now what can be the properties of student? See, student may have an name, roll number, age, address, marks, whatever things. Okay, student may have many properties. So whatever are the properties of the our entity is known as the attribute. So these are the attributes of the student. Okay, student name, roll number, age, address, these are the attributes of the entity student. Yes, so now let's see the types of the attributes. We have many types of attributes. First type is the simple attribute. What is the meaning of simple attribute? Simple attribute are the attribute which cannot be divided further. Okay, for example, age. Okay, any person age is not having any another properties after age. Okay, like suppose age is just a number, like some person is having a age of 22. Okay, so that 22 number cannot be further divided. So therefore it is a simple attribute which cannot be divided further. Now next type is the composite attribute. What is the meaning of composite attribute? That can be divided further into the smaller parts. For example, name. Name can be divided into two parts. Okay, first name, last name, middle name. Okay, so therefore name is a composite attribute. Another example can be of address. Okay, address is also having a city, pin. Okay, so it can be also having a smaller part. So therefore address is also a composite attribute. Okay, now the third attribute is a single valued attribute. That means it is having only one value. For example, the roll number. Okay, roll number is single values, as each student will have a unique roll number. Okay, there is not the one student is having 2-3 roll numbers. Okay, every student is having only one roll number. So therefore roll number is come under a single valued attribute. Now next, fourth is the multi-valued attribute. That means it has a multiple values. Okay, for example, the phone number. Okay, now so phone number, now any person can have 2-3 phone numbers. Okay, so there is not a restriction that only one person is having only one phone number. Okay, any student can also have a 2-3 phone numbers. So therefore phone number is come under a multi-valued attribute and it is represented by the double oval. Okay, the multi-valued is represented by the double oval. Now see, we will see it by a ER diagram. Now see, simple attribute we have seen an example of age. Here we have a entity as student. Okay, so here is a age. Age is a simple attribute. Okay, now the composite attribute is which can be divided into some smaller parts. So suppose we have a name of student. Student can name your first name and the last name. Now now the single value. We have seen a roll number. Okay, so student has only one roll number. Then second is the multi-valued attribute. So student can have a multiple phone numbers also. So therefore a phone number is a multi-valued attribute. Okay, now I hope you clear with the attribute and these four types of attributes. Okay, now we will discuss some another types of attributes also further. First, if you want to take the screenshot or write it down, then we will discuss the another types of attributes. Now let's discuss the further types of attributes. See, the fifth type of attribute is the derived attribute. Now what is the meaning of derived attribute? The attribute which are derived from the other attribute is called as the derived attribute. Okay, and it is represented by the dashed oval. Okay, dashed oval. Now for example, the age from the DOB, that is the date of birth. Okay, like our age, we can calculate our age from the date of birth. Okay, if we want to calculate any person's age, so we can calculate by if we know the date of birth. So here the age is called as the derived attribute. Okay, as it is can be calculated from the date of birth. Okay, and it is represented by the dashed oval. See, here in this our ER diagram, we have seen the age in the simple attribute. Okay, in simple attribute we have seen that which cannot be further divided. So our age cannot be further divided as it is a simple attribute also and it is a derived attribute also. Okay, so we will represent it as the dashed oval like this. Okay, so this is our derived attribute. Now second our attribute is the key attribute. Now what is the key attribute? Key attribute means the attribute which represents or which is the main characteristics of our entity. Okay, main characteristic, or we can say as the primary key of our entity. Okay, what is the primary key? We have seen. Okay, columns or the set of columns which is uniquely identified in a row. Okay, so now it is represented by the ellipse with text underlined. Okay, represented by the ellipse with the text underlined. For example, the roll number. Okay, here we have seen the roll number in the single value attribute. Okay, as the only one student can have only one roll number. Okay, therefore it comes under a single value attribute also and it comes under the key attribute also. Okay, as the student is having only one roll number. Okay, each student is having only one roll number. So roll number is a primary key. Okay, which is uniquely identified for every student. So therefore the roll number is a key attribute and also it is a single attribute also. Okay, single valued attribute also, as it is every student is only having a one roll number. So therefore it is a single value attribute also and it is a key attribute also. See, and we will represent it by the ellipse with the text underlined like this. Okay, we have drawn the ellipse. Okay, and we have underlined the text. So therefore it is a key attribute also and single valued attribute also. Now our next type of attribute is the null attribute. Now what is the meaning of null attribute? The attribute with that may not have a value. There may be some attribute which does not have any value. Okay, or it is not necessary to that it is having a value. For example, the middle name. Okay, any persons it only have a first name and last name. Okay, some persons have middle name also. Okay, but not every person is having a middle name. So therefore the middle name can be a null attribute. Okay, like here name in a first name, say last name and the middle name. So middle name can be a null attribute. It is not having any value. Okay, so these are some other types of attributes. Okay, so here we have, I hope you clear with the attribute and all the types of attribute also. Now we will cover the third component, that is the relationship. First you take the screenshot or write it down, then we will see the third component, that is relationship. Now the another component is the relationship. Now what is the meaning of relationship? See, it describes the relation between entities, or we can say that it shows that how two or more entities are connected to each other. Okay, so the relationship describes the relationship between entities. Now it is represented by the diamond or the rhombus shape. Okay, again the diamond and rhombus shape are the same thing. Okay, rhombus we use in a mathematical or geometrical language and the diamond we use is a common language. Okay, so it is represented by the diamond or the rhombus shape. Now for example, see, suppose a student enrolls in Now, second example, the teacher teaches subject. Again, the subject is another entity, teacher is another entity. Both are connected with the relation as teachers. Okay, so this is what the relationship is. See, now in relationship we will see two things. One is the degree of relationship and another is the type of relationship. First we will discuss the type, then after that we will discuss the degree of relationship. See, in the types of relationship, it also defines the cardinality between the entities. What is the cardinality between entities? It also described by the types. Or we can say it as a mapping constant also. Okay. See, now if we want to write the types of relationship, then also you have to write this also: one to one, one to many to one, and many to many. Okay. And if it is asked in exam that write the mapping constants, okay, then also you have to write this only. Okay. Now, first we will discuss the first type of relationship or first mapping constant, that is the one-to-one relationship. Now, what is it? See, one-to-one means the one instance of entity is related to only one instance of another entity and vice versa. Now, first of all, what is the meaning of instance? See, what is the entity? Entity is the real world objects. So, the property, or we can say the real world example of that entity, real world characteristics of that entity is called as the instance. For example, the entity is student. So, name, roll number of that student is called as the instance. So, one instance of entity is related to only one instance of another entities or the vice versa. Okay. Let's understand with the help of an example. Suppose we have one entity as student, okay, and another entity as ID card. So, student has ID card, okay, and we are having the attributes of student separate and ID card attributes also separate, okay, and the relationship is that has, okay. So, see, one student will have only one ID card and one ID card is only belong to one student, okay. So, see, here it is a one-to-one relationship, okay. I hope you clear with the one-to-one relationship. See, the one student is having only one ID card and one ID card will belong only to one student. So, therefore, it is a one-to-one relationship, okay. Now, first you take the screenshot or write it down, then we will see the second type of relationship. Now, the second type of relationship is the one-to-many relationship, okay. See, in this, the one entity instance can related to many instances of another entity, but each of those is related to only one instance of first entity. What it means? See, suppose, let's understand with the example. See, suppose there is a two entities. First is a teacher and second is the student. So, see, teacher teaches students, okay. One teacher is teaching many students, okay, and many students are taught by only one teacher, okay. So, it is saying that one entity can related to many instances of another entity. So, one entity is related to many instances of another entity, but each of those is related to only one instance of first, okay. Many are related to only one instance of first entity, okay, but the first entity is related to many instances of the second entity, okay. I hope you clear with this. Only one teacher is teaching many students and many students are taught by only one teacher, okay. Clear? Now, the third type of relationship is the many to one relationship. In this, many instances of first entity are related to or related to only one instance of another entity, okay. For example, first entity we are having a student and the second entity we are having the department. So, student belong to department. Many students belong to only one department and one department is belong to many students. So, the many to one is the reverse of the one to many, okay. Here it is saying the many is belong to only one instance of the another entity, okay. Here are the many students, okay, that are belonging to only one department. One department is belong to many students, okay. So, I hope you clear that many instances of one entity are related to only one instance of another entity, okay. I hope you clear with the one to many relationship and the many to one relationship, okay. Now, we are left with the one type, that is the many to many relationship. So, first you take the screenshot or write it down, then we will see the fourth type of relationship. Yes, so now the next type of relationship is the many to many relationship, okay. In the many to many relationship, there is the many instance of one entity can be related to many instance of another entity, okay. For example, see, suppose we have one entity as a student and another entity is of course. Okay, so here see, student enrolls in course. Enrolls is the relationship between the student and the course. Now see, one student can enroll in many courses, okay, and in one course there can be many students. So there is a no fixed limit in the either side, not in the student nor in the course. So therefore it is a many to many relationship. Okay, many instance of this one entity can relate it to many instance of the another entity. Okay, I hope you clear with the many to many relationship also. Now we will see the degree of relationship. Okay, first you take the screenshot and write it down, then we will see the degree of relationship. So now there is one more small concept in the relationship, that is the degree of relationship. Now what is the meaning of degree of relationship? It tells us that how many entities are involved in the relationship. Okay, degree of relationship tells that the number of entities participating in the relationship. Okay, see, there are the three types of degree. First is the unary, second is the binary, and third is the ternary. Now in the unary relationship the degree is equals to 1. Okay, there in this only one entity is involved. Okay, in this relation only one entity is there. For example, the course prerequisite course. Okay, so here course and course only one entity is there, so therefore it is a unary relationship. Now second is the binary relation, where the degree is equals to 2, where the two different entities are involved. For example, the student enrolls course is the one entity is student, another is the course. There is a two entities, so therefore it is a binary relationship. Now third is the ternary relationship, where the degree is equals to 3, where the three entities are involved in the relationship. For example, the supplier supplies product to the store. Here there are three entities. One is the supplier, product and store. Okay, and these are the relationship between these three entities. Okay, so this is the degree of relationship. See, the degree of relationship and the types of relationships, both are the different concepts. The degree of relationship tells us about the how many entities are involved, and the types of relationship tells us that how many instances are related. Okay, so I hope you clear with the degree of relationship also. You want to take the screenshot or write it down. Yes, so now in this video we have studied about the ER model, that what it is and what are the components of the ER model, that is the attribute, keys and the relationship, and we have seen the types of all these keys, attributes and the relationship, and also the types of relationship, that is the type is also called as the mapping constants, and we have also seen as the degree of relationship. Okay, so I hope you clear with the all doubts related to the ER model. So this is for the today's video. If you understand the topic or have any doubt, please let me know in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe the channel for more such interesting videos. So now see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you for watching.